The Rap Roundtable.
The Rap Roundtable returns with another installment of Monday Night Raw. It's your boy Jav here alongside Sincere the Rap Snob, alongside Macito, alongside Dini the Balance. It's been an action-packed weekend. We love Mondays when it's action-packed, so the 3%ers can give you 100% of the best podcasts in New York City, because you know we New York's #1 podcast for hip-hop. We are the 3%. You know what I'm saying? The other 97% niggas wash. You know what I mean?
These niggas
we here now. Facts. We here now. Everyone who's already in the chat, shout out for everybody who's been locking in. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe option.
All that.
The like button is right to the lower left. The subscribe option is to the right. Do both of those as we speak. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe. Let's work, fellas. How was y'all weekend, man? You know, the group chat was a little more active because things was happening.
It was.
Yo,
Nevertheless, how was y'all weekend? The chat wants to know.
well, we're going to talk about some of the things that went down this weekend. I mean, obviously, big name music dropped this weekend. You know what I mean? We got into it. Obviously, we spun it. But besides that, I went to go see that new Captain America. It's kind of mid, bro. It was kind of mid. I can't even
no
lie
love
to
for
y'all,
Sam
man.
Wilson.
No love for the black cat.
Copy.
Man, I want to support it. I supported. You know what I mean?
Careful, son. It's Black History Month.
I understand.
Yeah.
Wow.
Easy.
I went to support, and I went there with you know, relatively high expectations. But I don't know, man. I wouldn't even blame it so much on Anthony Mackie. More so like just the writing and the storyline were a little dull. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but like, you know, you're expecting Red Hulk is not as much Red Hulk as you know what I mean, as they might have led on.
Wow.
So you know what I mean? It was near the end when we finally got to see him. And then like the whole climax was kind of a letdown, pretty anticlimactic. Again, I don't want to spoil it, and you know, this ain't the Hollywood Roundtable, but it wasn't for me, man.
A lot of reshoots, and we're gonna give a little bit of grace. A lot of reshoots. It's not your typical great Marvel film. You know, I think it's actually is one of the 4 worst Marvel projects I think ever. But you know, I feel like it's more like a segue to something like a bigger movie. You get what I'm saying? As a standalone movie, there's a lot of shit they could have done. There's not all their fault. There's a lot of politics behind it too. A lot of reshoots. A lot of shit that had to do with like just country shit, which was crazy. You know what I'm saying? As far as they had to use Japan as pretty much as an antagonist because they have a crazy Chinese base. As far as that view their movie, so they couldn't go with the Chinese angle they originally wanted to go with.
Breaking it down right
little shit. Like Shorty was supposed to be Israeli in the film, but through all the Israeli shit going on, they decided to make her like a Russian joint. Like a lot of shit got flipped, bro. Like we live in a world of politics.
Roundtable, right?
yo, I seen that first day. I was hoping, you know what I'm saying? Black History Month, Black Captain America.
What you thought this was gonna be like when Black Panther dropped during Black History Month?
Oh man.
Yeah,
legendary month.
It definitely wasn't that. It wasn't that for sure.
Oh man.
Oh, we breaking up, Dan. MCU took away that Wi-Fi. You talking crazy out here, boy.
You heard? I'm giving away the jewels.
Disney and the powers that be over there was like, sir,
nah,
sir,
cut it out.
They not here to hear about no movies.
Some
sexy songs for you by the OVO God, the Sixth God, Drake, alongside Party Next Door.
Shout out to Party Next Door, man. He did his thing on this album.
Shout out to Party Next Door. Vital conversations all weekend long. Shout out to everybody on the socials who knew we would be talking about this on Monday. I saw some people on the social saying, like, yo, where the Rap Roundtable at? And people were like, you know they're going to drop on Monday. So shout out to those people who did the necessary. But they don't want to hear from me. They don't want to hear from Sin. They definitely don't want to hear from Dini right now. They want to hear from Macito, the OVO captain, live from the embassy. The album is out. Is it party time once again for OVO or not?
Of course it's party time. You hear Sincere newly acquired Party Next Door fan. Listen, listen, man. Joe, I'm glad you started with the music because we got a lot to talk about. You know what I mean? Numbers wise. Speaking of numbers, make sure you like, sub. You know what I mean? Make sure you like, you sub, you do that for us. You know what I mean? I know Joe already told you, but please. But speaking, we're gonna talk about the numbers a little bit later. The music, the OVO fans are happy. The Embassy been partying all weekend. Okay. If you asking me how the songs were, I was a little bit nervous. I'm not gonna lie. This is the first body of work that we had after a rough summer, a rough spring, a rough winter.
A rough annual. Like this shit be hard.
It's Armageddon over here in the 6, man. But I can't lie, man. I was happy with the music from the opening. You know what I mean? CN Tower. From the now halfway viral joint Nokia, you know what I'm saying?
Halfway viral.
Yeah, to what
hey,
everybody
a win is a win,
about.
right?
Spokesman Mace, I love it.
You know how we do. What everybody was talking about, Give Me a Hug. I feel like that was everybody's favorite song off of the album. You know what I mean? I thought y'all didn't like when he act tough. You know what I mean? Maybe we wrong here. But a really good album. As far as, like most Drake albums in modern times, the track list is a little bit too long. So I get where, people are saying it might be a little bit repetitive towards the end. You know what I mean? That's just, quality control. You know me. I don't want any album more than 14 songs. You know what I mean? No matter what the artist is. Unless Biggie and Tupac come back, okay?
Send an email, bro. Like, who you got to talk to at the embassy to, you know what I mean? Get them to
they
cut
thought it was a fishing link, man. You know what I'm saying? Didn't go through, bro. But the music, to me, the fans are happy. Drake is the type of artist that everybody listens to it, not just the fans. So we hearing a lot. People are saying it's a mixed bag. You know what I mean? Maybe for the people who don't really like sexy songs for you, it's an acquired taste, right? It's an R&B album ultimately. But the music is good. It feels good to finally have Drake just kind of making tunes, bro. Like, if he's going to get back in his bag, this is the only way he can. He got off the shots at Joe Budden. You know what I mean? He sent a little bit of smoke towards Kenny Wade. Not too much, you know what I mean? Because the boy is running the numbers up. You know what I mean? He made Melissa Ford's Weekend. She posted the song on the goddamn IG. She running around on beaches, rapping the song. You know what I mean? So the music, we fucking with it, bro.
A real Sixer.
A real Sixer.
Right. Legend of the legendary Sixer, right? But the music is good. You know what I mean? Now, if you asking me about all of the other talk, all of the other mess, Joe, we all over the place. We all over the place right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. Where you trying to go with it?
I gotta hear from Sin Rap Snob.
What's the word? Because we know Sin listen.
Right, man. I got
Sin listen.
Sin talk about it.
I think Sin listened and was shaking them shoulders. In fact,
listen.
Well,
before you go, Sin, hold on. I'm gonna hit you with one of your moves, Sin. Before you go, bro, listen to this. I was watching everybody because on Apple Music you can see all your friends that listen to the album.
Yeah.
Since you was up there, you know what I mean, by Saturday morning. I was like, whoa.
Early game.
I don't see Jarv yet, man, but I see you, Sin. I see you.
Uh-oh. You ain't wrong, Sin.
I don't even remember that, man.
OVO Sin? OVO Sin popping back out.
I might have been sleepwalking. I don't know.
Mace gonna look, you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
He will find you.
You know what? It was probably on the way back from shooting the studio episode. You know what I mean?
Probably.
The show was a few days ago, dog.
Threw on Give Me a Hug real quick just to, you know what I mean, be in the loop. I didn't really listen to the whole project till today. Yeah, I didn't listen to the whole shit till today. So, but I did listen to as long as you hear one song, like it's gonna, you know what I mean, it's gonna have you up there. You know what I mean? I don't really like that about Apple, but I digress.
Apple doing them dirty.
Yeah, man. Making it look like, you know what I mean? Like,
yo.
Come on, man.
Halftime performance show and all.
That like put a little duration next to the name or something. Like, how long was he listening to it for? You know what I mean? Anyway.
Sin is ashamed right now.
For real. He's fighting a battle for no reason.
After all that.
I've been waiting for that ball for like 48 hours, sis.
Yo.
Look.
I was rapping that in the mirror, bro.
Getting ready.
You was on your Eminem 8 Mile. I see you, man.
Oh
all right.
man.
All right. I didn't know exactly how I was going to start this off, but since Mace went first, I got to balance it out. As soon as I cut it on, off the rip, 3 bars in, I already needed a break from the project, bro. I'm dead ass. 3 bars in. Mace likes CN Tower. I've seen some people on the chat like CN Tower. That shit was not for me, bro. Three bars into the song. This man's talking about what color is the CN Tower? It's red tonight, just like the text I sent you from the bed tonight. I was like, oh my God.
Dylon.
Shitting me?
I was like, all right, we already on this already, man. Like, but here's the thing. That set my expectation to where I thought this is all that I was gonna hear the whole album, right? So I had already started writing my little review, my little talking points or whatever. You know what I mean? Expecting this to be what I heard the whole album, because that was fucking cringy, bro. I can't do those bars, man. The production started picking up a little bit. You know what I mean? The songwriting was, I'm gonna say it, the songwriting was lazy. And it's not that I expect like a high level of songwriting from Drake, but it's even for Drake songs, I felt like a lot of the songs were lazy. Party Next Door, I think, did his thing. You know what I mean? The songs that you could tell either he wrote or were first his songs before Drake jumped on them. I feel that those were much stronger songs. I even liked, matter of fact, let me bring up the list, because the first 5 songs I wasn't really feeling. Mothballs was cool. It wasn't until Deeper, and Deeper was the Party Next Door solo joint. And I was like, okay, now we're talking. You know what I mean? Take Drake out of the equation. Now we're working with something.
Deeper is tough. That's one of the best joints on the album.
Deeper is tough.
Yeah.
Small Town Fame was cool, but then around the middle of the project, matter of fact, it wasn't quite the middle. Pimmy's Dilemma, tough. Brian Steele, tough. Give Me a Hug. Give Me a Hug was good. I'll give it to it. Give Me a Hug was cool. Even though the title, I'm a little off that title, man. I don't know, man, because it sounds like the creepy uncle that I ain't seen his niece, his 18-year-old niece, since she was like in middle school. You know what I mean? Like, give me a hug, girl. Give me a hug. Like, come on, man. Like, you know people are gonna start talking about that type of shit. So Give Me a Hug was cool though. And then it started waning again. Meet Your Padre was god awful.
Yeah, Meet Your Padre is not
but
good.
then Nokia right after that was fucking fire. No, first of all, Nokia head and shoulders above the rest of the project. Nokia is easily, bar none, the best song in this project. That's one of the best Drake songs, period, I've heard in a long, long time. This is something that he should have dropped last summer instead of saving it till now. What, in February, bro? Like, people ain't outside for this. People should have been outside for that joint. But all in all, you know what I mean? Like, I like what Party Next Door did. Drake was kind of, you know what I mean, teeter-totter, half and half. He's all right, but he's not real. And it's just like you said, Mace, it was a mixed bag. That's how I feel about it. I do feel, though, that this is the right direction for Drake in terms of the music he should be making moving forward. No more tough raps, no more barking up the wrong tree. You know what I mean? Leave the battle shit alone. You're clearly not cut out for it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Make them soft love songs. Make them, you know what I mean? We like Drake with the melodies. Make those type of songs. And as far as what was that? As far as Give Me a Hug, I do have to mention that I still don't like the fact that every time he tries to get at somebody, he has to mention the woman that's next to him to get at them. That shit is whack, bro. Like, cut that shit out. Like, come on. But all in all, decent project. This is the direction that Drake should be going in moving forward, I think.
Wow. You know, y'all can say what y'all want about this show from time to time. And yeah, sometimes we have fun with these topics, but you can't say MFers are biased.
Right?
You can't say it. Sincere been panning Aubrey for close to a year straight, and he still said, "I like some of the songs on this project." If nothing else, the Rap Roundtable is fair. Now we got to go a little further uptown to the Vibe God himself. Deanie the Balance, some sexy songs for you. Maybe not for us. Definitely for the ladies. But where's Deanie at with this?
I go right back to what I was saying back in the day, man. When the people fuck with you, like truly OD fuck with you, there's nothing you can do wrong. And when the people who really don't fuck with you, there's nothing you can do right, bro. Like, this album is a lot better than Since making it out the sound. Granted, it's a little winded, it's a little long. It should have been a shorter album. But like, listening to some of these songs took me back to the blasted off Henny in the club days. You get what I'm saying? When they the last few songs before you go, they give you that little romancy Drake joint to get your night invigorated.
Some people would call that a sickness, but proceed.
Yep. Yo, a sickness. It's some people call it a vibe. Like this don't even feel like an album that needs like this kind of critique. Like, it's really like a Yams album. It's really a Get Buns album, bro. Like, it's not even. I didn't get none of the whole all of this shit. It's a Yams album, bro. It's an album
That's
that get Yams to
right there.
Like all the scientific shit that's going on. Like, I get niggas, I really do, but it's not made for that, bro. This is a vibe album, strip club album, late night drunk for these young people popping pills, whatever they do, kind of album. You get what I'm saying? It's a vibey album. I thought Party Next Door did exceptional. And going back to what I said, and shout out to Drake, he did right too. But going back to the point where I said you can't do right, that was a nice, decent Kenny jab. You know what I'm saying? That was a nice, decent Joey jab.
Joey jab. Okay.
The Joey jab and a little Kenny jab, the twerking on with the dictionary shit. Like, it's little jab. If he didn't take no jabs,
that's whack, bro. It's whack.
If he didn't take no jabs, we would say he completely bowed out. The nigga take a little jab. Now we saying it's whack. It's like we gotta.
Can I jump in real quick and address that?
I know how your real quick work.
I honestly think "Give Me a Hug" should have been left off the album, or at least
you're crazy.
That's crazy.
You're crazy. This is what I'm talking about, Sin.
I think he did himself a disservice by reminding people about the battle. This album should have been completely left of the battle. This was a completely different type of time than being in a battle arena. You know what I mean? He should have left that shit off.
But it's not a ballerina. It's a quick, subtle jab that he breezes through back to the song, bro.
There's no reason for that to be
I'm not a big fan of the "Give Me the Hug" shit either. I wasn't thinking about the niece shit. I was thinking more about like the loser that's always trying to be around the pretty girls. Like, hey, girl, give me a hug. I was thinking more like in that vibe, But like sonically,
where my hug at?
There you go. That nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's more what I was thinking. So like I said, when you hate a nigga, you hate a nigga. It's not just you though. You know, free world from what we're seeing.
God don't like the vibes.
Had the vibe.
First it was Disney, now it's UMG. Deanie, man.
Too much balance.
I'm mad at you, bro. Lucian, you better stop, bro.
I will say this since Deanie's going now.
Yeah.
I mean, look, say what you will, for Drake, and this is me, when I'm speaking positively about this, is me kind of grading on a curve based on Drake's most recent output. You know what I mean? It's not honestly Nevermind level of bad, but it's not great. And the biggest gripe that I have with it is, like, bro, you're almost 40 years old. Like, why are you still making songs about text being left on red and, why you leave me, girl? I'm better than your ex. I'm better than that other dude. And, just being in the strip club 24/7, like, it's enough of that already for me. You know what I mean? Kenny gave us fucking, like, Cali culture. He gave us fucking an ode to his pen. You know what I mean? He went as deep his writing pen. Sorry, you're right. His writing pen. He even went as deep as
he wasn't around for that one.
Yeah, you're right. I'm lucky for that one. He even went as deep as talking about like past life regressions.
To a whole nother level, bro.
Like past life regressions on reincarnated, like that, like You know what
it's
I mean?
Not about Kendrick right now.
Finding new things to talk about. This man been talking about this same stuff for 10 years plus, man. It's
as you were, Dini.
If the nigga didn't say not a word, Sin would be like, see that nigga done forfeited the whole battle. He don't want to rap about this shit no more. Nigga throw a jab. Oh, nigga still holding on to this shit. Come on, Sin, bro. We can't have it both ways. We can't have it where a nigga kills the charts for 10 years straight. Oh, it's not about the numbers. But now Kendrick running the charts. See, the nigga he can't be stopped. Like, it's at some point, it's got to be something that's like.
Ain't ready to get into it,
I mean, bro. It don't make sense, bro. Like, we can't do that with the music, though. You get what I'm saying? Even a movie. If the movie is a bad movie, cool. But if you don't like the actor, you're gonna rate the shit on the crazy curve, bro. Even if the movie was decent. Like I said, I just think it's a little too long. He chopped off a few of those songs, made it like 45, 50 minutes max. He might have had it'd be a whole different conversation.
There we go.
But like, it's really a vibey album, bro, to like rock with the ladies, my nigga. It's not for this kind of critique. It really, to me, it isn't, at least. You know, I could be dead wrong, but to me, it's not.
All right,
Joe, make some sense of this, bro.
You lost me on that because like he's gonna drop an album, we can't critique it. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying we can't critique it. I'm saying if we critiquing the vibes of it, that's one thing. But the little subtle intricacies, bro, like that's crazy, my nigga.
So we're gonna have different scales, is what you're saying.
Can I get
scale,
it,
bro?
I'm just trying to make sense of it, Dini.
I'm gonna make sense of it right now.
Because he's not making sense. You get me tight now, man.
I see.
No sense.
You know, when Sis start pushing niggas out the way, he getting upset. You know what I'm saying? But look, let's get the most important aspect of what Dini said out of the way, because you know, this is why I love being neutral in this. I don't have a vested interest in any of these artists. You know what I'm saying? So I get to just sit back, watch niggas get emotional. You know what I mean? And just call bullshit when I see it. You know what I'm saying? And Dini, you kind of bullshit, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Talk to me.
When you first started off, you was like, you know, this album is for the yams.
It is.
Shout out to Fetty Wap and the other whole person who made the yams.
Masego.
Or if the Fetty version is better, that's the one we'll always remember. You know what I'm saying? You said it was a Yams album, but then you proceeded to say that even though it's the Yams album, he still had to attempt to pow Kendrick, which in itself is a contradiction. You can't pow Kendrick if it's a Yams album.
You can't take a jab on a Yam album?
If you put out, bro, you just said we can't critique it.
I'm not saying
Yams album.
Well, okay.
Now you saying it's okay to clap
we're
at
critiquing
Kendrick?
a bar. That's what we're from an album from a bar. That's what we're critiquing.
Dini, that's what you said. Why you arguing with me, gang?
But
you said it's a Yams album.
It is, but because the Yams, I can't take a shot at somebody that stepped on me. I can't take a little jab.
What that got to do with the Yams?
What that got
it don't have nothing to do with the Yams, bro. But like, that's one.
That is a Yams album.
Bro, you
take away that one bar. Take away that one bar.
Yes, take it out.
Outside of that.
Now we agree. Take away that one bar.
I respect it. I respect it. Nigga got his foot on your neck.
He had all this time to say something. You gonna say it on this album?
All right, look. So here's the thing,
bro.
Here's the thing. Macito and I, when the track "Give Me a Hug" first dropped, we had a very light discourse about it, and I want to get that out the way right now. I don't want to hear from Drake taking any shots at Kendrick or even Joe Budden. If you're doing passive aggressive raps after bro ran you down and punched on you in a fair fade, you didn't get jumped. He beat you the fuck up. I don't want to hear no more passive aggressive shit. Cause to me because now you starting to act like the niggas you used to rap about. Remember when Drake used to take them flash shots to niggas hating on him? You starting to act like that. If you're not gonna come out and outright say, fuck this guy, and I've been saying it for close to 6 months now. If you're not gonna come out and say, you know what, Kendrick, fuck you, guy. Fuck, I don't like nothing about you either, nigga. If you're not gonna say that, I don't want to hear no clever bars. I don't want to hear a passing stray. I don't want to hear no fucking passive aggressive raps from Kendrick, from Drake, pardon me, especially on an album that Party told me is for the gal them. It's supposed to be for vagina. That's what Party told me. So if that's the case, and Party getting mad at T-Pain for breaking it down, and he getting mad at Charlamagne for breaking it down and saying, "Go get some box." That's what he said.
That's what he said.
I don't want to hear niggas sanctioning passive aggressive raps from Drake. Now, the day Drake decides to stumble across this channel and say, "You know what, Jav, that's a great idea. Maybe I should say fuck this guy." And he comes outside and he says, "You know what? Fuck this guy. Fuck the fans who like this guy. I'm still him." And he's on some rap shit. Then we can talk. Then I will come back. We'll turn all the computers on, turn the phones on, and we will talk about that. We will sanction that. We will break that down, and we will decide if it's good or if it's bad. But if you're trying to rub ass, right? If you're trying to get the girls to get in a mood, you dropped it on Valentine's Day, I don't want to hear it. You shooting at Joe Budden again? You like at this point, the relationship with Joe Budden and Drake is like where Reggie Miller was like year 16, still arguing with Spike Lee. We don't care. It don't matter no more. It don't matter. Make your music, Aubrey. Either get aggressive or do what you're doing with this album for the girls.
I mean, a nigga said, I think what's the song, nigga? I think that's the Give Me the Hug shit. Nigga said, "Fuck a rap battle. I'm trying to get the party lit." You know
Wow, dissing the nigga. I don't want to hear
the
this.
same
This is the most we probably gonna get. I don't think
this one niggas be getting at you, Didi, because you be all over the place.
I'm telling you, this is the
because you like the song.
I do like the song. I do like the song. But what I'm saying is this. A true direct like Kenny.
Damn, the internet be right on time with all these bad
niggas, bro. Yo,
internet on time, internet.
Yo, I unplugged wild shit just so this shit'll work too. I got mad shit connected to the Wi-Fi, but not in the sense of it's kind of like when you know there's no true fight left, but you trying to show that there's still a spark. You get what I'm saying? What I'm saying is if he didn't take the shot, we would say there's absolutely no spark left. There's nothing in the tank, right or wrong?
We didn't go to this album looking for fire.
We didn't.
They told us it was an R&B album.
Bro, it's like how many tracks?
I didn't wake up
19 tracks.
This the guy.
It's Matt. I mean, I knew there would be a jab. I knew there would be a jab somewhere on the album. But the whole album is basically a Love You album, so it had to fit somewhere. And it's the only album.
I wasn't sure if I thought there would be a jab. To be honest with you, Dean.
What?
I wasn't sure on an R&B album if there was going to be a jab. I'm gonna be honest with you.
After the Super Bowl,
I wasn't sure. I'm not saying
Grammys,
either one way or the other, but I wasn't sure.
I don't want to
after
make
the
this
Super Bowl and 5 Grammys. It's crazy. I
thought he was going. I thought he was going to truck away for this album. I'm not saying he's not going to diss and move forward, but for this album, I don't think I expected it. I like Give Me a Hug too. I'm gonna give me a hug.
Talk about the R&B shit for a second. Like,
cool.
First and foremost, this is not no R&B project. I mean, Party can sing a little bit, but what Aubrey does, that shit, terrible. Like, what are we now? Year 17 of this Sade impersonation? The vocals are not it, bro. Like some of the songs do go. Don't get me wrong. There's some songs in here that are dope. When Drake is in his little semi R&B baggish or crooning, I don't know what to call it. When he's in that bag, some of the songs do land. You know what I'm saying? But to call this an R&B album, if this is what R&B is in 2025, can we please let the singers come back outside? Because we done suppressed R&B as a popular source of music for too long.
Missing, bro.
And if this guy and that album is R&B, Rap Round Table dropping an R&B album. Because if they can do it, we can fucking do it.
But look where we're at with it, though. You know what I mean? It's like if this is the biggest rapper we have, you know what I mean? Like when Drake was at the top of the rap shit before all this Kenny beef, like we were saying the same thing about Drake. Now we're saying it on the R&B. So like, if this is R&B, this ain't the R&B that I know. Like every time that we go into a Drake project, like there is some level of that type of discourse and conversation happening. You know what I mean? Like we can't ever avoid it. We always land back in the same place, whether it's rap or R&B with Drake. You know what I mean?
You're right. I'm dealing with the chat right now. Don't mind me, because we got this person here spamming. So I'm trying to get that sorted out. Y'all keep talking. Y'all keep cooking. I'm gonna
all right. As far as like the R&B aspect of it, And I mean, the irony is not lost on me that we're technically, reacting to an R&B project. This is not a rap project,
right.
but it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's just like I said earlier, the songwriting is lazy. I mean, it reminds me a lot of like when let me not say his name because it might,
Robert.
When Robert
Kels.
when Robert started doing that Trapped in the Closet series, you know what I mean? It's like that's what it feels like to me when with these Drake R&B songs. You know what I mean? It's just
we read our super chats at the end of the episode, sir, ma'am. I don't know who you are. If you must be new here. Like, no disrespect. We appreciate you asking for the chats to be read, but we have a whole segment dedicated to super chats.
Yep.
As you were saying.
Nah, but there's not. It doesn't feel like actual songwriting to me a lot of the times. It just feels like text messages that he's reading off in a melodic way, or fucking Apple Notes, like notes that he wrote down in his phone that he's reading off in a melodic.
That's probably how it's recorded. The beat's probably
right.
played, and he just vibes out to the beat and just whatever comes to mind. That's how some niggas make their music.
That's
how a lot of people make their music.
You know, I think that's more of a taste type of thing. I don't think you if you think Drake is a bad songwriter, I'm just going to disagree with you. You know what I mean? In general, you know what I'm saying? He's written for too many other you know what I mean? Beyonce don't get whack writers for her songs. You feel what I'm saying?
How long ago was that?
Last year or whatever Renaissance came out.
So, Mesito, you teased something about numbers.
Yeah, we gotta talk about the numbers.
Like, what exactly is going on? Because this talks that he had a 60% drop on Spotify. What's that about?
Listen, Spotify. Let's talk about the numbers, right? Because that's what everybody's talking about. The first day's numbers, I guess they were good. You know what I mean? They were setting. I told y'all last week. Every time somebody said somebody set a record for first days, I don't believe none of that shit. So they were saying the whole, Drake with the largest. You know what I mean? They were real specific with it, like the LeBron James stats on ESPN. Drake with the largest R&B debut in a single day in on Apple Music on a Saturday, like whatever. But the numbers seem to be doing good. They was over 30 the first day, severely dropped the second day. The second day was about a 41% drop, y'all. About from roughly 34 to like 16, 17 the second day. At this point, we getting 11, and we talking about millions, guys. 11 million a day. You know what I mean? I don't know what it's gonna look like by Wednesday, Thursday. Now, we saw what Little Baby just did, right? Dropping the physicals midweek, shipping them out. Drake got that, this is letting you know something. Some people are saying, hey, P&D does this every album. I wouldn't know. I don't pay attention to P&D releases. But I know Drake has never dropped physicals midweek in the middle of an album. So Drake obviously feels the pressure here from what's going on. So the physicals are dropping midweek. The Spotify numbers are alarmingly dropping. But if you look on the other side, the Apple numbers look fantastic. The iTunes numbers, give me a hug, number one on iTunes. If you look at the iTunes list, it's like, of course, you got Not Like Us and Luther there, but the other 8 out of 10 songs are all songs off the album. So it seems like there's a severe difference because we talking about the numbers on Spotify. They like number 35, 58. You know what I mean? It's not doing great on Spotify. The numbers seem a little bit different on both sides. Now, Spotify is the largest platform. You know what I mean? You have to take that into consideration. It's also free for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to talk about how the numbers are looking, it's big drops on Spotify. Apple doesn't release their numbers. We don't know how much the number one song on Apple is even streaming at any point in time. They never release those numbers. So when we looking at the physical numbers on Spotify, they look a little crazy. If you ask me, the numbers should somewhere reach from Spotify alone, maybe around 70, 75K by the end of the week. Now, if we consider all other streaming platforms, might be like 40, 45 if he does great. Now, if people are saying the physicals might take 3 to 5 days to ship. Now, if they don't get to people in time, they're not going to be counted as sales. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you mentioned it, but I know, I can't trust you with this particular topic 100% for obvious reasons. Are you going to ignore the fact that the prices for the project have dropped by 50%? that must mean that something is not moving the way it's supposed to move. They already putting shit on sale before the first weekend is done.
I've noticed that, but you know, I've also noticed that with Nicki Minaj when her first week album came out. That's usually what people do when they trying to make the album. You know what I mean? I don't know how much albums cost.
A Drake album going on sale before in 24 hours, the album on sale already.
Listen,
it's recovery mode, B. It's recovery.
I don't pay attention enough to that to know if that's common practice. To be honest with you, you know what I mean. I know that the fact that there's physicals, to your point, the fact that there's physicals at all shows you how he's feeling about it. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we've gotten more promo on his page, he posted it on his page and the Finsta page. You know what I'm saying? And the OVO Sound page. Drake is notoriously in the second half of his career post Scorpion. Notoriously a person that doesn't promo, just drops the album. You know what I'm saying? The promo for CLB was, hey, there's billboards. You know what I'm saying? Like, he usually don't have to promo to do the 4 to 5 to 600K. So the fact that we have promo in general, you know what I'm saying? I can't specifically say about the album pricing. I don't know how much anybody's album costs. You know what I mean? There might be $2 albums out there. I don't know. But the fact that he has to put that out there, absolutely, is showing what's going on.
Can I ask you something real quick, Mace? Because I also went and looked at the disparity between the Apple Music numbers and the Spotify numbers for this project. Mm-hmm. Have you seen something like that? Because I don't dig into numbers like this. Have you seen this kind of disparity before between Apple Music and Spotify? Maybe not the numbers.
Big budget albums. Nah, I'm just considering, like, you know, the Kennys, the Drakes, the Taylor Swifts. You know what I mean? They're not usually this far apart. You know what I'm saying? They're not usually this far apart where it's the top of everything and then just kind of like mid on the other platform. I haven't seen that.
So what is the signal to you, Mace? Like the boy is doing things he's never had to do before. He's having to change his entire format. He's having to recalibrate. What does this say to you? Is the nigga like completely cooked in these streets, bro? What do you say?
I can't say he's cooked. Only like if you want to say, hey, Kendrick is whooping his ass, then yeah, Kendrick is whooping his ass.
Definitely
But if we saying 200K, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we just nobody else. You know what I mean? It's him and Tyler did 200K. So if we saying that 200K on an R&B, I know, guys. Even if it's not R&B, it's R&B. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean? On an album that is not really necessarily geared towards, you know, the type of music he generally does. You know what I mean? There's not the pop single on there. There's not the, you know what I'm saying? It's more P&D geared. You know what I mean? To his crowd. Right. So I'm not gonna say he's cooked, but if to me the entire process of this album, right? He's trying to see how the public reacts to his music. He's trying to see, you know what I mean? That's why he's halfway doing it, right? Like he don't want to put nothing out there that says Drake. So he's standing next to P&D. He really want to see 2, 4, 5, 6 years ago. This is 500, 600, no matter what.
Easy.
You know what I'm saying? Right. But he get to use the crutch basically that P&D is on there, so it's not gonna be as crazy. So, but generally he's trying to see what the interest is. You know what I'm saying? Which there is a lot of interest. You know what I mean? We gotta admit there is. You know, everybody listen to the album. It's not just Sin. I seen Parks. I got all of y'all as my friends. I seen Parks. I seen Low-Key.
61 million views and 61 million plays.
We always listening at midnight. You feel what I'm saying? But so the interest is still there. That's the thing. But yeah, he's trying to see how niggas really feel about him with this entire project. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, to that end is just another. It's another version of the, you know what I mean, the 100 gigs. Just, you know what I mean, throwing something out there to see.
Good point.
What sticks?
How people feeling about it.
Mm-hmm.
Look, and I fully expect Nokia to take off. That's the joint right there. Like if he puts everything behind Nokia and does a visual, he might be, you know what I mean? That might be the bounce back that he needs.
I don't know if y'all talked about it while I had to step away briefly, but you know, let's play devil's advocate. Macito, you know, he's leading us down that road of devil's advocacy. So I'll jump in the pool.
That's good.
Let's say he's being suppressed for the sake of this conversation by Spotify. Wouldn't he be getting what he deserves if you sue the label or the parent company. Because I don't know if y'all mentioned that while I stepped away, but it's like
we did, but that's I don't know.
I mean, what like if you're gonna sue the nigga and have an active lawsuit, then drop an album, you really think niggas is gonna push your shit? You don't think they're gonna cut your legs off? And then you know what? We'll take you behind the curtains even further because I'm trying to show you something. It's like I'm a neutral party in this. Dre 7, I saw in the chat that Dre 7 said, this is your fault, Dre 7. Be clear.
That's the
Shout out to Dre. What up, Dre?
Dre 7 told me, or told the chat, that Drake was projected to do anywhere between 320 and 360K first week. I saw that from Dre 7. I don't know if he pulled that number out of his ass or not, but that's what he said. So I said, let me do my Googles because I'm not going to come on this podcast to talk about something like that without accuracy. So in the midst of me doing my Googles, because I didn't see an academics post, I didn't see nobody on the socials post that number, because usually we get a Monday or Tuesday tweet from somebody or the NFL podcast guy. Yep. Somebody usually has a projection for us.
Yeah.
Didn't see it. But when I Googled, and maybe it's my own fault, but I Googled Drake first week projections. And normally, even if it's a collab album, when you put in Drake's name, it'll take you to the newest Drake information. Hand to God, I sent the screenshot to Mace and I called Mace. I don't even call niggas like that. But I called Mace right after I Googled it because when I Googled Drake first week projections, the first 3 stories that I saw were Kendrick Lamar stories from November. And I remember it was a thing trending where people were saying that anytime they played a Drake song, it would go right to a Kendrick Lamar song right after. There was a video about that sometime late summer. So why the fuck am I Googling Drake first week projections and getting Kenny articles from November? And it's like, let's be clear, there's ways to impact the way you Google search or the information that comes up when you search. There's whole companies that do that shit for you. You feel me? I sent the screenshot to Mace. If y'all want, I'll put the screenshot in the community post even. Because that shit fucked me up. Why am I seeing Kendrick articles from November for a search that I'm doing on February 17th, 2025, asking about Drake? So it's like, if you're going to sue a very powerful company, Universal's one of them niggas that got their hands in everything. Like, if the SEC want to get involved, they're a conglomerate. They technically in a lot of ways, but they finesse it in a way where you can't legally call themselves a conglomerate. But they in everything. They got a lot of money. And that shit, I really kicked my ass. And I'm like, why am I Googling Drake and getting Kendrick? Why is his numbers tumbling in one day? From 1 day to 40% to 2 days to 60%. If you're gonna sue this motherfucking label, you get what you deserve, in my opinion. Let's be clear, I'm not shooting Drake bail. But if you want to play ball with my bosses, you get my boss results.
Right.
Mace, what you said the projection was again, Mace, for Drake?
There's no official projection. My own projections, I'm thinking 200, 210.
210 with suppression is still outlandish, though. That's crazy. That's a lot of sales.
I think so too. It's interesting, right? Because
Drake is a mega star. I don't know why people assume Drake wouldn't do math. Like, what we talking about? Not you, Deanie, but like, we got to get rid of this idea that somehow Drake is Ja Rule. He's not gonna do no numbers.
Yeah. That I think a lot of people do feel that way, like because the stomping, the beat down was so brutal. You get what I think a lot of people feel like it's just literally
we're still talking about
Rule.
Pop stars here, and that's degrading to somebody, but we're still talking about the most popular musicians in music. You know what I'm saying? This is not like a situation where it's like Meek Mill loses his rap cred, then he loses all his cred. Drake loses his rap cred, he goes to Australia. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's a different type of game here. Job, you mentioned something. Job, like what you're saying is crazy because it makes me feel like who's the idiot here, right? UMG or Drake? Because it's like, why would Drake put out an album?
It's Drake. It's not UMG.
Listen, wins. I understand why you would think that, Drake, but if you're telling me there's obvious suppression, you know what I'm saying? If there's obvious suppression, it's like, why would y'all do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? It would be a bad move in somebody that you're in litigation with, is what I'm saying. He's suing you.
Well, to me, it just goes to what myself and Sincere have talked about a lot. He's made poor decision after poor decision after poor decision, and he's reaping what he sowed in that regard. You can't sue the nigga and then drop an album, and then when you check the liner notes, it says it's still universal involvement. Now again, this and we got to be fair to the public. There are people who don't like this album, so that has to be talked about. But the red flag for me in this situation, only why I gotta raise my eyebrows at, how can you be running up Apple charts so crazy and then essentially shitting the bed on Spotify? That's odd. I've never seen that before. From a big artist. Maybe the lower tier niggas do that shit, but a Drake, you got what, 9 to 8 of the top 10 or Apple charts is Drake and Party Next Door, but then you 38 and 50 this and massive sales or streams dropping off. Something don't seem right there. That's all I'm saying. If I'm not allowed to be skeptical or look at it like Drake, you played with the wrong nigga. And if Spotify is the heavyweight of the streaming shit, you playing with you. If you want to play in their face, they're gonna play back in your face.
And Jav, they think you complimenting him, but now you bringing a very strong.
People don't listen. I don't care about niggas. Heard what I said. I think if you sue the label and they decide to cook you, you deserve it. That's what I said.
Sense.
And you bringing a strong. What you basically saying is this is what you are without the machine. The machine had you the hottest nigga out, and this is what you are without the machine. That's
and
this
look,
is as clear as day as
$200K nigga.
I mean, we're not. I agree with you too, Dini. You still one of them niggas if 200K is what you get without the machine. But
that nigga,
you don't have 9 out of the top 10 on Billboard this week.
Right.
Yeah, that's great.
And the last thing I want to get to, what you want to say, Sin? I'm sorry.
No, just real quick, because my take on this is like, this is why I don't really weigh numbers the way that a lot of people weigh numbers, because like at the end of the day, it's like for both sides, like there's people. I mean, these are all Drake fan takes. They're suppressing Drake and they're bodying Kendrick, and it's like if
I don't know.
Let me just finish. If you truly believe that numbers could be manipulated that easily, why do you trust numbers at all?
Sitting with the take of the day.
Why do we even pay that much close attention to them? Why do we weigh them so heavily? If you could just like fucking pull some strings and all of a sudden your numbers are depressed, this guy's numbers are through the roof.
Same cooking.
Come on, man.
And it goes back to the last thing I want to talk about is that Sin made that strong point. Shit, I should have went before Sin because that's the period on this topic. Fuck.
Yeah.
But I did just want to say that I felt like just seeing how things is playing out, it felt like Drake came into this Kendrick Lamar situation thinking that Universal was gonna stand behind them with all the chicanery. And the minute it seemed like to him or his people that Universal is using their impact, this is another word I'm looking for, their influence to back Kendrick, he wanted to go tell. It's just like there's a lot of moving parts. It's like, why would you be so dumb to sue your label? Unless you thought they was behind you that way. And niggas, and let's be clear, they've been people who said that Drake was botting long before this was a talking point during this battle. I feel like Pusha T was one of the first persons who really floated the idea that the stream, his numbers are fake. So there's a lot of different things, but Sin nailed it. If the numbers are that easy to manipulate, then we shouldn't give a fuck. And if we're going back to the music of it all, for me, the R&B ain't there. On a 21-track set list, it's not there. There's a couple of joints, but this album is not good. If it's for the ladies, cool. If the ladies like it, I'm gonna stay out the women's business. But as a general fan of music, this ain't it. And to me, he needed a Her Loss in this spot. If you're gonna do a collab album, we needed a Her Loss in this situation.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't
now
even
we getting spammed by According to Hip Hop. That's crazy.
Wow. I don't even think this is really for the women. This is for the dudes that have relied on Drake music to get women for the past 10 to 15 years. That's who this is for. And I've always had a problem with every time
interesting take, Sam.
Every time a Drake fan comes to me is like, oh, you don't like Drake music because you don't get women. My dude, like, why do I need to listen to Drake?
You know what's funny?
Women? I get women regardless. Like,
that take is the most
need Drake to get women.
Incel.
It's my question.
That take is the most incel take. Only niggas that don't get vagina lead with, oh, you don't like women if this and that. Because niggas who are actually in the presence of women don't think that way. We already know. It's understood. You understand me? But anyway, let's move on. We got to talk about Kenny real quick. Yo, the man is trending backwards, like upwards back with this album that dropped in November. It's looking like it's about to touch #1 again. Every time you turn around, it's like this man can't, like it's rare that you see a plan connect 100%, but geez, it seemed like everything he's done has been like chef's kiss. He's closing on over 300K first week type numbers. Like it's not much to say besides
there isn't much else left to say, because
I guess I want to ask is like, how much higher can we go?
Well,
what's the ceiling on this?
We definitely gonna see. We like in the studio episode we talked, or I mentioned, you'll get that on Wednesday. You know what I mean? Stay tuned for that. But in the in studio episode, I mentioned how through DJ Head, I think he had said he was talking to Kendrick or Dave Free or both of them, and that they have some type of 4-year plan. And this is year 1 of the plan, apparently. Like, and this shit is connecting on all levels right now. You know what I mean? He just surpassed 100 million. I put 1 million. It's definitely not 1 million. He just surpassed 100 million monthly listeners on Spotify. A week ago, I was reporting that it was at like 90, 91. Now it's over 100.
Cooking.
He got 3 albums in the top 10. Good Kid, Mad City, Damn, and GNX. GNX back at #1. I read somewhere that PG Lang generated like 200 mil off of this Super Bowl halftime show. Like everything is just, it's connecting to, you know what I mean, in a way that we very rarely see. And again, I mean, we just talked about like the flip side of this, where we feel like, or some people feel like Drake's numbers are being suppressed. Those same people will tell you, you know what I mean, this is all fake news, this is all fake numbers. Also, so
what's up with the losers today, B?
Yo, the spam is spamming today, boy.
Oh, they going crazy today?
What?
Oh, Jesus, what the hell is going on? But anyway.
Oh, man, they put bots in our comments, bro?
Oh,
that's crazy.
What they talking about nothing.
But
we can't even cook in peace.
Yo, chat, like, share, subscribe. Because see what's going on
made
to
it,
us,
y'all.
man.
Send the bots.
We got over 1,000 watching right now, bro. Nigga, we got what niggas is doing in a week. We got watching right now. Run them lights up.
Live and direct. Salute to the chat.
Yeah, we ain't even
family.
We ain't even have to call New Delhi for these, man. They just
showed up
on our lawn, bro.
No Beijing, B.
They invited themselves, bro. Like, shit. This is where the party at. Come over here.
Salute to the chat, man.
But yeah, man, like this Kendrick run, it continues to run its ass off, man. Like, this train is not stopping anytime soon. It doesn't seem like. I'm excited for 2025. I'm excited for what, you know what I mean? If this is how he's rolling, and there is like a plan in the works, you know what I mean, or laid out to continue this ascent, I'm excited to see what the next move is. If it's a deluxe, if it's more visuals, if it's we know the tour is coming. Yeah, man, I'm excited. It's an exciting time as a Kenny fan, bro.
I'm choosing this moment in time. Let me clear my throat to talk my shit for a second. You know, I usually go last, or you know what I mean. But Sincere threw a tweet in the group chat that says Kendrick Lamar becomes the first rapper ever to simultaneously chart 3 albums in the top 10. Those 3 albums are Good Kid, Damn, and GNX. So I just want to say
I know where this is going.
I just want to say that we've had many of arguments on here
man. Talk about
Kendrick Lamar and specific albums that I won't name. But I always said that, yo, you can have all that shit you like, but when it's time for the get down, Damn is right there, nigga. Good Kid is right there, nigga.
They ain't going back to Chris Middleton.
Is right there, nigga. So you can keep all of that dense calorie protein shake shit. The albums that shake your shit up is the shit that I hold up. Rap snob. I'm gonna talk my shit because you tried to glaze over that. You tried to pass that shit. And I've been telling you for years, you can keep all of the maybe you didn't get a Pulitzer for that. I always get that wrong. But all that other shit is good. You probably need that, but the public, they getting served. These 3 albums right here, yeah.
We don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care.
Yeah.
Chat, if you knew they've been doing this for 15 years, bro.
So many years.
Pimp a Butterfly yet.
Well, where's Mr. Middleton and the Mid-Steppers?
None of them shit in the top 10.
Can I talk now?
Those are what you want. The charts is talking for me, nigga.
To Pimp a Butterfly and Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Those are 2 projects that he did not perform songs off of at the Super Bowl.
I don't care, bro.
So when people go looking, you know what I mean, for what was that song he performed at the Super Bowl?
Explain that shit.
They go to Damn and they go to GNX and they go to Good Kid, Mad City.
Shout out to me.
Then you sound like me like 10 minutes ago, bro.
What's that song? Thank God for me. Get out of here, man. Keep all that, Sid. You can have it.
Keep the therapy music.
Y'all got anything to add? We can move on.
Sid is fifth, bro.
No, I'm not. It makes sense. He's trying to make a story out of a non-story, bro.
It's a little story. It's a small story.
It's a story because we've had the argument on air, off air. Thank you. And thank God for me. Yo, Mason Dean, y'all got anything to add to this? Because we can move on.
This is clean.
Listen, I have, but I'd rather that be the end, bro.
That was clean.
I ain't going after that verse.
Sin, I hear you.
Listen, it was when sold more than Illmatic. Illmatic is still the most classic album of all time.
Listen, Sin can say anything. You can give me the right lottery numbers right now. I feel sanction. Jay-Z. The case of the alleged grape situation. Dismissed Friday. By Monday, we're talking about lawsuits for defamation. I noticed that the people who wear the tinfoil hats, who swear by the Jaguar rights of the world, the Gene Deals of the world, the TK Kirklands of the world, the Dame Dashes of the world are not to be found. Jay-Z's punching back. Dini, he's suing for defamation. He's snatching respect to place back on his name. And I can't find the Jay-Z hater nowhere. Can you help me find them?
They're invisible right now. You remember what the homie Marlo said when he was locked up in the cell? Nigga said, "My name is my name." You feel me? Like they play with the man's name. There's a few things in the world you just don't want to be known as, because they can destroy you inside and out as far as the public perception.
Oh, look who pops in the chat as soon as I mention Jay-Z. Look who popped in the chat. I ain't gonna say no names. I just gonna look. Let's look. You gonna know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Y'all niggas be handing me the fucking ammunition to get mad when I say something. Comedy. I ain't gonna call his name, but he know. Go ahead,
comedy. Yeah, like I mean, the day before the premiere of his daughter's film, the shit, the Lion King joint, like they try to throw him in a trick bag because they figured he would just settle out so it doesn't put any bad press. But not only did he pop out, and he's suing back. I think more people need to do this. More people need to get
the land, Dini.
What happened?
You were supposed to say he popped out his show niggas.
He popped out his show niggas. It was right there.
It was right there.
I respect this. This is necessary. More people need to do this, man. Like, I mean, granted, but it's still lingering in the air, though. You know that once those things get out about you, they always, even if it's a drop in the bucket, they always hold on to a drop. So that if anything else gets tainted on your name, they come back and throw that spin on you. I think this needs to happen more. I think all the ambulance chasers who's really fucking it up for people who are really going through things, these niggas need to get chopped, bro. Like we didn't see Shorty face, we didn't hear Shorty name. The stories are so inconsistent. There was not even like parts of the story that had me like, there was no part of the story that had me like, yo, this is maybe possible. The whole story was just like bullshit. So I was like, if you could come up with that from some shit that happened 20 years ago or some shit from somebody who was at that age, like what could you not come up with? What could you not cook? You don't have to see the person. You don't have to know who the person is. Anytime they can have it come, oh, that happened to me. That happened to me. And it has to be more than that, bro. You got to be able to prove that shit. You got to be able to surmise that shit in a way for the people to really know. Shout out to Jay-Z And shout out to any nigga who's going back to get that fucking retribution for anybody who play with their name. This needs to happen more. Just keep getting them wins, man. I respect it. Most people just let shit like that die down because they just so happy to be out of the trick bag.
Right.
I'm so glad he's firing back. More niggas need to get fired on, B.
Talk to me, Mesito.
Listen, man, this is something that should be universally, or when I say universe, I mean the rap universe, the culture. It should be celebrated by everyone here. You know, first off, a child wasn't, you know, assaulted. Shouldn't everyone be ecstatic that this horrible act that they described didn't happen? You know what I'm saying? Like we should be hype about that. It's not even about the Jay-Z of it all, right? It's gotten disgusting where a lot of these people who don't like anybody for nothing other than they don't like their raps. You people that don't like Jay-Z don't like Jay-Z because you know him. You've listened to his raps and seen him in pictures, and you hate somebody so much that you want something disgusting like this to be true, just so that guy you haven't liked for them 20 years that you've been watching on BET did something like this. It's disgusting, bro. Deanie made an excellent point. This is something that, regardless of whether you clear your name or not, this digital trail exists in the universe forever. When in 50 years, when somebody brings up Jay-Z in a negative light and they type in the wrong words, something like this might come up. You know what I mean? Nice. This will tarnish you even without tarnishing you. So I'm very happy. Sent it to the chat that Jay-Z is not only not letting this ride, like you said, Dean. He's going after Buzbee. Buzbee needs to be doing fucking pro bono work for the rest of his fucking career. You know what I mean? He don't need to be doing anything. Take away his fucking his bar, whatever. Pause. Take away whatever he got to be a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it, man. Like, this whole entire situation had me. You know, I was feeling weird anyway. Just that somebody threw it out in the universe and you had to think, like, did this shit happen? Yeah. So it's you know what I mean? I'm happy that this shit didn't happen. Y'all know, y'all see who we got allegiances to. I'm no you know, rock fanatic. I'm no Jay-Z fan. I'm happy that a black man whose name was getting tarnished out, you know what I mean, whose family, whose wife, whose daughter, whose employees had to hear this shit about him and look at him even 1% sideways. You know what I mean? I'm happy that it's vindicated. And Tony Buzbee, I don't never want to hear your fucking name again, bro. You know what I'm saying? All his clients need to go find new lawyers. Everybody that was posting them shits, hoping this shit was real. You know what I mean? I hope that y'all come back like we are and address the fact that this shit is not going on, man.
Real quick before I pass it to Sin, just stop what you're doing if you haven't by now. All 920 of you, hit the like button. Stop what you're doing and hit the like button. If you've already hit the like button, but you've yet to subscribe and you enjoy what you see in here, hit the subscribe option. Follow up that with the notification bell. Like, subscribe, notification bell, run it up. We are at about, I think, 20.6. I'd like to get to 20.7 and maybe 20.8 by the end of this stream. But with y'all help, and it's very free, we could definitely do that. I see all the super chats. The segment is coming at the end of the show. We address all the super chats. It's kind of like a de facto mailbag segment. So we're gonna do that. Consider Rap Snob. You've been in front of this situation. You and Mace, yeah, for basically been like, you know what? There's no smoke. There's no fire really. We told niggas we would address it when things transpired. And I think it's now time for you to address it like only you can.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much more to say that wasn't already said by my two brothers here, but like, this is it's a great day for a number of reasons. One, like May said, nothing happened. Like there was no victim. You know what I mean? Like that heinous act that they said that Jay-Z did, it didn't happen. So not only is that good for Jay-Z, it's good for the person who supposedly happened to, because it didn't happen to, right? So that's great. Second, it's great to see. Look, Jay-Z once said on a song on Takeover, no less, which was addressed at rappers, my favorite rapper. But it's fitting here. He said, "Do not bark up that tree. That tree will fall on you." You know what I mean? And this is what's about to happen to this Mr. Buzbee. Because how dare you, sir? Like, how dare you just drag a person's name through the mud like that with no proof? And before before some Drake fans come in the chat and start talking about, but Kendrick said so, bro, like we got to understand that these are completely different contexts. You know what I mean? One is a rap battle, right? I mean, you know what I mean? The other one is an actual lawsuit or petition to a lawsuit where there's actual court papers involved, where you're actually alleging in a court of law in front of a judge that this man, Sean Carter, performed this heinous act on a 13-year-old. You know what I mean? And to just simply make that, whether it was the client whose idea it was, or whether it was his idea, whoever the fuck it was, like, shame the fuck on you, bro. Like, how would you ever in your life concoct such a story about somebody just to extort them out of money? It's just, it's inconceivable to me. It's unfathomable to me, regardless of how big of a piece of shit you are, to be that size of a big piece of shit. You know what I mean? It's just a size of a piece of shit I ain't never seen or imagined before. So I'm happy that, you know what I mean, the truth is coming to light. The case is getting dismissed, but not only that, but Jay-Z is doing what he absolutely should do and put his foot on this motherfucker's neck, and make sure that this lawyer don't ever lawyer again, bro. He needs to get this barred or some shit. You know what I mean? There has to be some type of consequences to where he doesn't try to do this type of shit again. And coming after, like, again, like the biggest name in our culture. Like, it's like that's what offends me. It's like, it's not even just this person, but it's like, this is one of the most iconic people in our culture, bro. Like, you're fucking with him, you're fucking with the whole culture. Like, don't do that, bro. Like that. Thank God it's turning out the way that it's turning out, and that it's unfolding the way that it is. And I hope Jay puts his foot on this motherfucker's neck for the rest of his fucking life. Fuck him.
And here's the deal: like, we not saying that this absolves Jay-Z of whatever other allegation is out there, because you got shit like this, like the Sam. So Jay-Z's innocent in this regard. When the lawsuit or whatever the situation is got dropped without prejudice, which means that it can't be revisited anymore. In this regard, that allegation, yes, he is innocent. The fact that close to 100 people were so bothered by us saluting him for being proven innocent and now fighting for his name shows you how much people are thirsty for him to go down. Like, again, I grew up following this man's career, and majority of the real salacious shit that people want to put on him, there's nothing about his career that supports that. If you want to talk about Jay-Z, the businessman who's done certain things, Mace talks about it all the time, how he handled the Barclays Center situation. He brings it up almost anytime Jay-Z come up and we get to debating and talking about business, he'll talk about how the Barclays Center was a shitty business deal. And there's been other things in the music industry. Dame has talked about it. Oskino has talked about it. We're not talking about that. When you decide that you want to put that type of smut on somebody's name, like an underage girl, and you people, the faceless accounts who you can't see who you are, but you celebrated when the man got attached to Diddy, like that shit not weird? That's not weird to people that you want him to be someone who's touching underage girls because you can't believe that he got to this point without doing something super nefarious. Like, have we not followed American history? Like, what about American history says that you get into a bag like that type of bag righteously? You got to do some shit. I was in the group chat yesterday. Niggas was talking about it, and someone was saying flat out, he was like, "You can't get to a certain status in this country without stepping on people." And if that bothers you as a person, I respect that. I don't want to get stepped on personally. I would hate this if a nigga step on me on its way to the top. Shit, when we was in our little situation, it felt like other niggas was trying to push us off our little corner of the block. We felt the way. So I can only imagine how niggas feel with millions of dollars at stake, life savers at stake, career earnings at stake. But to celebrate a man, you feel like, I knew he was a bad guy. He's touching kids. That's crazy. We got to look at ourselves in the mirror. You can't hate a dude this much to where you want to put that on him. With no evidence, just a left field accusation. And I remember that shit, and I show you how nasty people are. The left field accusation came out, and niggas jumped on Twitter talking about, oh, where's the Rap Round Table at? How come they not doing a reaction to this? They was mad that we didn't react to Jay-Z having an allegation on his name, although there was no information to support that allegation. And Jay-Z did something that a bunch of people who've been in that spot who might be guilty have never done. He defended his name immediately. And even then, that wasn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all hated that. Y'all tried to make fun of him deleting it and reposting it. Y'all hated the way he wrote this shit. You know what I mean? Like, I hate the guy all you want, but it's like, what about his career? Besides y'all watching some Vlad TV interviews, some Art of Dialogue interviews, some made-up shit, what about his career supports him doing what he was alleged of doing until his name got cleared? Answer that question with 100%. If y'all niggas is out here thinking y'all virtue signaling when in reality, you guys are out here doing, what's that phrase in when they look for things that support what they like?
Cherry picking?
Cherry picking, it's not that, but we're gonna use cherry picking where it's like
echo chamber.
where you find things that's massage your sensibilities. If you like it and it sounds like some shit you like and it touches your sensibilities in the right way, you align with that. Confirmation bias.
There we go.
Thank you, George Jones and Robert Foster. That confirmation bias is nasty work. Y'all want us, you accuse us of being biased because we celebrate the niggas' music. But then y'all the most biased motherfuckers. The minute Son comes out and is concrete on any artist, whether we like, love, disparage, whatever the fuck, when that information comes out and it's 100% concrete and it's not some nigga with a bad beard, TK Kirkland talking about it on Vlad, we will talk about it. We will talk about it and we will kick his back in because we've done it every time. There's nothing about our podcast that don't support us kicking niggas' backs in when they do fuck shit. But there's no information to support that besides conspiracy theories. And quite frankly, if that's what the type of time you want, you discuss me. I'm putting it on wax. Because y'all could go run and hide when y'all get proven wrong. But the minute some new allegation come out, y'all back outside again. The fuck out of here. I ain't respecting nothing y'all niggas is saying anymore. I'm gonna respect the logical people who want to talk about things from each and every perspective, like my brothers here, and like the people in the chat who see things from every side of the fence. If you can't do that, this is not the podcast for you. Sorry. You know what I mean? But let's get back to the music. I'm off my soapbox. Yesterday, the Clips dropped a snippet. Pusha T, I think it was a whole 16. Some of the most fire Pusha T bars I've heard in a while. The mix on the vocals, magnifique. Sincere the Rap Snob. You've been talking about this snippet since you heard it. We are. What does this do for your excitement level of this potential Clips project?
I'm gonna take you back to 17-year-old Sin, and I'm gonna age myself as if the gray hairs aren't doing it already. But you know what I mean? Back in those days, you kept a little radio, little boombox next to you. You kept a cassette tape ready, and you had your fingers on the record button. You know what I mean? You had to be quick on the draw. When a song came on, you had to be ready to press record to record that shit. Especially for the late night DJ shows. I remember one time, the first time I ever heard Affirmative Action from Nas, it was written, you know what I mean, the posse cut. And I was late. I was slow. I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but I was slow on the record. And I remember recording it about maybe 2 bars in. But even though I didn't start off at the beginning and start off late, I ran that snippet to death. And they didn't even play the whole song. But I ran that late cutoff snippet to death. That is how I feel about this Clips snippet. I've been listening to this Clips snippet ever since it dropped 2 days ago. And I can't get over how big it sounds. How energetic it sounds. It takes immediately. It takes me back, and y'all know me. I don't say shit like this lightly. It takes me back to the first time I heard Affirmative Action. and how excited I was for that song. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to hear this whole song and get it from the beginning and all of that. You know what I mean? This Clips joint, the way it starts off with the acapella, at first I thought they were only releasing the snippet of the acapella. And the producer and me, the beat maker and me, I was like, oh shit, I'm going to rip this acapella and I'm going to put a beat on it. And then, I don't know if it was like 4 or 8 bars in, the beat actually dropped. Man, when that beat dropped, I was like, oh, this might be something special. The way that Push was flowing on it, the energy behind the delivery, the cadence, the way he was hitting the pocket, the way he was almost almost flowing with the spirit of Biggie in him. You know what I mean? And look, again, like these are two comparisons that I don't take lightly. Nas and Biggie. That's the energy I got from this record. You know what I mean? And I don't, you know what I mean? I don't want to overhype it. I don't want to bloviate. But that's how I'm feeling about this snippet. Like I'm hearing an energy behind Pusha T's voice that I haven't heard in a very long time. I don't know if he like if you know what I mean, if the downfall of Drake is breathing new life into him, into his spirit, into his soul. But man, listen,
he's like you.
He's like me because I feel him. Praise the Lord, amen. Yeah, man, that snippet is crazy. I'm gonna go back and listen to that shit right after we get off, bro. I can't wait to hear the full song. I can't wait to hear this project. I can't wait to hear Dot on that feature. That Clips album, that's my number one most anticipated this year.
Mesito, talk to me.
Listen, Sin, you know that's the rap snob, so you know when he talk, you gotta listen. He's speaking facts too.
Facts.
Listen, man, Pusha T, you know, Quiet is Kept, my second favorite rapper of the 2010s. I always been like a Pusha T guy, bro. And this, Sin made a good point in emphasizing the energy in his delivery here, right? Like this is how Push sounded with them Hot 97 freestyles with Kanye, bro. This is how he sounded when he was spitting his bars on New God Flow, like just like you said, Sin, energized, ready. You know what I mean? Not just Pusha T has never been a punch the clock type of rapper, but you can tell what rooms he's excited to be in, right? The first Pharrell production that I've been excited for maybe in a decade, no shots. Like, you know what I mean? Not Neptunes, just Pharrell. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like these are the soundscapes that I want to hear Push on. If this is how the Clips are coming with this next album of the year potential, bro. Something about getting next to Malice brings out another a whole new fucking, you know what I mean, energy and Push. You know what I mean? Like there's certain rappers that have always done that. You know what I mean? Listen to Absol when he gets next to K Dot. You know what I mean? I'm no hater, guys. I'm being for real. Listen, you know what I mean? Listen to Fab when he get next to Jada. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of shit. Certain niggas get crazy when they get next to somebody. And when he's with Big Bro, Pusha T is not playing around. I like this much more than I like the Runway snippet, more because of that beat than anything. This is the direction I want to hear the album. I'm excited. You know what I mean? I know it's just a snippet. Y'all may feel like, oh, here these niggas are gassing it. But y'all got to hear the snippet for yourself. If you real rap fans like us at our core, then this snippet did it for you, bro.
Dini.
Oh, brother said a lot. I agree with everything y'all said. Just to add my little bit of chiming on it, what I will say is this. Sin mentioned it took him back to affirmative action. Salute, great record. What this did for me is it took me back to like Hell Hath No Fury. Like he hasn't rapped with that kind of like bravado energy, like that percolating spirit. He hasn't had that really since like Hell Hath No Fury. He's always been nice. The ball work has always been there. Sometimes it's laid back, sometimes it's like aggressive flow, but this was just like Like the nigga really had a good cup of coffee. The Folgers was on deck with the thinker, like whatever. Like it just sounds like he is mad invigorated.
He had that Bustelo.
But my dude, like
he ain't drinking. He snorted that shit, bro.
Yo, yeah. Like he brought it's the energy for me. It's the bars are always gonna be there. Like the first time I heard him officially was I think 2003, and I went back and tapped into the audio drink from the first album they dropped in '98, Audio Crack, whatever that shit was called. But like even on Lord Willing, he had a great energy, but the energy like on Hell Have No Fury is like when them niggas realize not only are we nice, people are fucking with us, but we're those niggas. It was like everything finally clicked on Hell Have. For me, that's my favorite album from niggas. Them niggas are just rapping on that album, but the energy is back, and I feel like that's the thing that every artist needs. He like Mace mentioned it, Jada, Fab. You know, you need to, like even if we want to go like update Nas hit, like someone that just brings that energy out of you. And I feel like by that one snippet, it seems like it's there. Like if anything, if this was a movie trailer, I'm truly excited to see this movie.
For me, like I haven't heard vocals mixed like that in quite a while.
Yeah.
Big booming vocals.
Energy.
It got me thinking like I almost want to hit up Guru and ask him if he had something to do with this shit. Because it's like that sounded like classic Rockefeller era vocals to me. Whatever filter, whatever they use on that mix, my God. And then the multiple flow switching within that snippet that we heard. It wasn't like Pusha just rhymed one way. Like the flow switched ever so gently multiple times, multiple rhyme schemes. I'm like, he ain't sound like this on his last solo. And granted, this is not a solo, but to Mace's point about the excitement level, like very much so is there. I guess having your brother back next to you, back active, if Pusha sound like this, I wonder what Malice is gonna sound like. It just gets us to a place where it's like, you know what? This is what we want to hear. There's some people in the chat upset. Oh, it's just another coke rap, more coke rap, more coke rap. I mean, if you heard the snippet and your takeaway was more coke rap, and you wasn't blown away by the Sonics, you wasn't blown away by the expert rapping, the expert descriptive bars, all you heard was coke rap, then I can't tell you how to listen to music, and I won't do that. But for me, from that snippet alone, I felt like this project needed a kick in the ass. I felt like we talked about it. We needed to hear something. And I feel like this is what it needed to really get us in motion and get us a certain level of excitement. Because I felt like with this album, the excitement level is going up, then it's going down. Then there was talk of a Kenny feature, the excitement went up, then it went down. To now hear some semblance of music, and it's the person we really want to hear from, which is Pusha, and it sounds like this. If you're telling me we getting like a 12-track album and Pusha's rhyming at this level, he could carry without his brother. The brother's the dessert. Pause in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Of course, that was immediately. I mean, to me, like that's the cherry. Like Malice is the cherry on top. Because if Pusha sound like this, Malice is cheating. Malice is KD on the Warriors. If that's the case, so I'm definitely excited. Last but not least, before we get out of here, and again, please remember to hit the like button, hit the subscribe option. But we got one more topic to talk about. Then we'll read off all of the super chats. Westside Gunn also on Valentine's Day drops 12 alongside essentially with Stove God being his Raekwon for this project. The internet is talking. They're talking very proudly about this project in a way that I haven't heard people talk about a Westside album in quite some time. Sincere the Rap Snob, Mr. Griselda himself, had a weekend with this project. What do you think?
I think this is one of the strongest projects from Westside Gunn. Well, you know, I actually liked his last tape with what's his name, DJ Drama. I enjoyed that. I felt like the talk around that project was not indicative, I don't think, of the quality of that project. I did enjoy that project quite a bit, but this joint here, this is more along the lines of like, it's not a tape. It didn't feel like a mixtape. It felt like a well curated, well put together album. And there was no misses on this album. There was definitely songs that were better than other ones, but as far as like a song where I was like, oh, that shit is whack, I'm gonna skip that, I didn't feel like there was any skips on this joint. You know, I always do like, you know, my little breakdown in my notes with the green, yellow, red.
Yeah.
No reds. No red emojis on this one.
Wow.
Excuse me. Sorry. First of all, the way it's set off with Boswell,
Yeah.
fuego. You know what I mean? The one drawback I might have, the intro. I don't think that was a sample. If it's a sample, somebody correct me. Somebody find the sample, let me know. But it felt to me like it might have been AI. I don't know. But so the intro, I'm just like throwing it sideways. But Boswell, the first joint, crazy. Adam Page, the drums on that shit, the way they fucking smack, insane. Stove goes crazy all over that joint. The next joint, Vert or Veert, I don't know how to pronounce it. Stove goes crazy again. 055, Stove. And you're sensing a theme here because Stove God Cooks here is playing, I think Jarv might have said Raekwon. He might have been Ghostface. He's playing the Ghostface to Westside's Raekwon on Cuban Links. You know what I mean? Where it's not his project, it's not his album, but Stove is stealing the show every time out. Not to say that Ghostface stole the show on Cuban Links before people start, getting up in arms, because you know what I mean. Some opinions sometimes
too late.
You know what I mean? But yeah, like the fact that this, I mean it in a way where it's not his project, but he shows out every single time that he's on a song, to the point where we're still wondering where is that Stove God project. And I know he dropped the project, but it wasn't this. It didn't sound like this. And to me, Stove was a shining point. Also, SD Knack. Shout out to SD Knack. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be completely honest. I haven't really bought into the SD Knack stock as far as Griselda artists go, but this project is showing me that maybe that was my bad. I might have to reassess my you know what I mean, my opinions on SD Knack, or how much I check into him. Particularly on East Miami, SD Knack went crazy on that joint, bro. Yeah, my favorite, like the first 4 joints straight out the gate, fire. Health Science, dope. East Miami was dope. Outlander was fire. No skips for me. I could play this front to back. I'm not gonna call it a classic just because it has no skips, but listen, we're gonna have to talk at some point about this Westside Gunn discography and talk about like where he's placed in, you know what I mean, in the pantheon of hip hop, because like shit, the 12, this shit crazy. This is contender right now, early contender for a project of the year.
Interesting. Mesito, talk to me.
Yeah, man. Listen, I was able to get away from the 6 for a little while to hear some Westside. You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to travel far.
For a little while, right? Honestly, you know what I'm saying? I was very impressed by this album. And you know that, just like y'all said, there was a lot of talk. I didn't get right into the album immediately, you know what I mean? So I got to see the online talk about it before I tapped in, even when y'all was kind of chatting it up about it. Everything y'all said was true. This is Westside in his bag, right? Jov, let me steal one of your bars real quick. In the Griselda verse, Westside is almost my least favorite. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I don't know if it's necessarily because it's clear that one, he knows how to put together a project, right? He absolutely. I don't want to hear any album longer than the exact time that Westside Gunn albums are. You know what I mean? He knows the production that he's supposed to sound over. Listen, Stove God was so good on here, bro. And y'all been trying to really tap me in with Stove God for a minute, but he was so good here. I had to go research what the fuck was actually going on with his record deal. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I was in the Reddits trying to see what was going on. So, Stove sounded excellent on here, especially as, for me, like I said, not the biggest Westside fan, the balance that it provided to this album. Listen, people in the last segment, somebody complained that, you know, about Pusha T with the coke rap, you know what I mean? I've heard similar sentiments about Westside. in not about this album, but I wouldn't be surprised because he's absolutely in his bag on this album. But that's what I want to hear, right? We didn't want to hear West over the trap beats. We didn't want to hear West with DJ Drama screaming in the background. We want to see LeBron dunking. We want to see KD in the mid range. We want to see Steph shooting threes. This is how I want to hear Westside, bro. This is exactly the bag that he's supposed to be in. I've never been the biggest SD Knack fan, to be honest with you, but I don't know if it's because of the album. He sounded better than he has in a minute on here for me. I was genuinely impressed. Provided, you know what I mean? Sorry, OVO, don't kick me out. Provided the perfect balance to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when I wanted to, you know what I mean? Throw on unlace my Timbs. You know what I mean? I wanted to, I wanted to have a little bop in my walk. This provided the perfect soundscape for me. So I'm impressed here. I don't know what this is. I'm not, like I said, tapped in enough to the Griselda verse to know exactly what the next project on deck is. But if this is how Griselda's starting this year, Westside doing like he's supposed to. The best West album that I've heard maybe in like 3 or 4 or 5 years. You know?
Dini.
You called it, Mace. You know what I'm saying? The best West project in the last 3 or 5 years. Like for me, we actually talked about this a little bit on Wednesday. Everything is Hermes 8 for me. You get what I'm saying? That's to me, that's the start and the beginning of everything. As far as like where my favorite album from. Yeah, there's Pray for Paris, is great joints, but that's where it starts for me. After that, it's Peace, Fly God. That I love that album. You get what I'm saying? That was 2022. So that's the last drink I truly fuck with. I thought 10 was good. I thought And Then You Pray for Me is good. Hall and Nash 2, Still Praying, good albums, bro. But 12, bro. We ain't heard Stove rap. Stove didn't even rap like this on his album. Let's keep it a buck. You know
That's
what
I'm saying, man.
Like this was the Stove we've been asking for a while. Like I love Stove, but I'll be the first to admit it. Stove was kind of like dwindling a little bit, but we was like, yo, what's up with Stove? Because I'm on Hermes 8, like I thought that nigga was the next chosen one. Him and Rome, like these are the two next niggas that's out of here. The flow, the cadence, the storytelling, the introspection, everything was just special about this kid. He was like Westside Gunn, but like with just way better rapping ability to me. You get what I'm saying? He knew how to capture the moment the way West knew how to capture the moment.
Remember he had beat up standing out.
But this shit fire, bro. Like I'm genuinely impressed. The intro joint threw me off a bit because I was like, where are we going with this? But it's only 50 seconds long and it kind of sets a little tone that we jumping with the bars. Well, I've been saying ST Knack was alright with it, man, since the Peace Fly God. Like, nah, he's alright, bro. Well, I won't say pun because niggas will hear that and just go, whoa, not pun.
I don't even know why you said the name.
Nah, I won't say that. I'm talking about as far as the way he captures the Latino lingo with the rapping ability. Okay. It might be because Joe don't do that for me. You get what I'm saying? Like Paul was the nigga that did it, that you ain't even in me class out with all that type of shit.
Yeah.
But the way he incorporates the Spanish or like balón, like through the music, I like the way that shit sounds, bro. You know what I'm saying? It gives me like Scarface-y vibes. It's very movie-esque, very cinematic. I thought that was dope about him. But Stove, the star of the show. Shout out to the homie brother Tom is it Sosa SOS showed up. Like this album is fire, bro. Like every star, Adam Page. I think it's Vir. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, like Health Science, Gumbo with the homie brother Tom, like East Miami, like ST, like these niggas showed up. And the crazy part is, it's if who's the basketball player where they don't have to be the star of the team, but they could just like lay back a little bit and still get a clean like 20-some points, a clean bunch of assists. Like I don't know, maybe Rusty on the Nuggets or some shit where he just so effective enough on this team, even though he's low key. But West never really overshadows like Stove. It's like Stove does his thing, and he just a perfect medley right behind or in front of Stove on the track. Like he always gives Stove his ability to shine. I think, and that's the thing we need from Stove. You got all the light that shines. Like West is giving you mad lanes to do this, bro. We need that Griselda project. We need that. I thought this was fire. This is definitely the one I've listened to, like, and said, you know what, this has potential. Would I say album of the year? It's early, but it could potentially be, man. Like every song is fire. There is no skips. It's really a good album. I really like it.
All right. Well, for me, This is the first 2025 entry, in my opinion, for album of the year. Like, this is gonna be in that conversation. People could get mad all they want. They could say we putting it on gas if they want.
Oh,
But
but
for
there's no
me,
drums.
right? Niggas is on Twitter crying about drums and shit. And I'm the guy who be wanting the drums. So that should tell you how much I was blown away by this project. There's a talking point that I've seen in the chat with, oh, this is the same Griselda. And ironically, I don't think so. Is it raw, rugged raps?
That is
hard raps on hard beats? Yeah. But the kind of songs that they're sampling, it wasn't too much of that Griselda piano on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was
piano.
almost like West found a whole new frequency. Like he changed the recipe of the brick, if you will. Because it's just like, it's still Griselda, but it sounds very different. Even like the mixing of it, then like it sounded dirty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It almost like they found a way to make it sound like you're playing it on a record player in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? That alone had me like, oh, this is different. The aesthetics is different. Yeah, it's the boom boom booms, the have you evers, Fly God, all the ad libs that you're used to. But yo, the way the guys came in waves. Stove God had a wave. SD Knack lingering, 6-man off the bench. Then I Stove chill out after track 5. Let's have a seat. Who's this? What's homie name again, Deanie?
Brother Tom.
Yo, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying?
Showed up.
He shows up, starts barring up. Every single Westside Gunn verse was a can't miss verse. Westside has found a way to put these albums together, whereas he's curating and he's putting the pieces together, but he's not overextending or overexposing himself with the bars. Because we know he's not like the most lyrical. He's not Ransom. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, I felt like in the last couple of years specifically past, we've been listening to Westside Gunn projects, hoping there will be more Benny, hoping there'll be more Conway, hoping maybe we'll get a Ransom feature or a 38 feature. He found a way. They put this team together, a whole new Griselda team, and said, yo, y'all, not even no Rome on this project.
Yeah.
Everyone sounded well-positioned, sounded great. The beat selection, the slightly new sonical Griselda aesthetic, even more raw, less pianos, less skits. Just, I can't even properly explain the sonics that I heard, but when I was listening to it, I'm like, it's familiar, but it's new, and I'm fucking with it. And part of it for me too was like, I didn't even know he was dropping. So to get for me a surprise West album that sounds like this, yes. Go ahead, sir.
Yo, and we didn't even get Westside Pootie telling us how broke we are. I kind of missed that.
Yeah, I know, bro.
That's what I mean?
Sin.
Real quick before I get out of here, my
And-
favorite track, Adam Page, bro. I love Adam Page. Outlander Fire.
Outlander,
with
bro.
The Stove. Yo, Health Science. Listen, if you like hard raps and hard beats, 12. Might be the best since 8.
Yeah. And just real quick, since you know, because we always touch on the Sonics too, and Jarv kind of alluded to it a little bit. I was just digging in the credits. Shouts to the homie Static Selector. It seems like he was the mastering engineer of the project. So that might, you know what I mean? That might explain that little extra, you know what I mean? That little extra sazon on the Sonics.
Shout out to Static too. Actually, truly a good nigga. You know what I'm saying? We bumped into him at the Rome video premiere. Good nigga, solid dude. Shout out to Static, man.
There's a lot, you know. There's the usual suspects in terms of production.
The rap round tables outside.
We're in a couple of rooms. We're not on Grammy stages yet, but we're in a couple
out
of
of here, man.
If you let
you ain't need a press pass though, Dean.
And guess what, guys?
Small fries, you know, we're regular.
We're actually from New York. We're not in New York business talking about New York shit and not at these events. We're there. We're in the city. We're talking to these artists. We don't have a fake city in our bio anywhere. We really are New York's #1 podcast for hip hop.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, real quick, just shout out to the usual suspect in terms of production. Conductor Williams was in there. Denny LaFleur was in there. But yeah, no, Static Selector on the engineering.
Who did Outlander?
Who did Outlander? Let me. I think
I'm
that was
on
Denny
my own
LaFleur.
dick. That shit is
No, that was
record,
Miles.
bro.
There's a cat called Miles.
Fire, bro.
All right, people, let's get to this super chat so we can pack this up. It's been a dope live. Shout out to everyone who's been rocking with us for the hour and 40 minutes that we've been on. Great energy. You know what I mean? Bro, first and foremost, I didn't see Ariel Smoke in this chat tonight. Ariel Smoke going viral, and he don't pull up in the chat.
Don't pull up no more.
All right, Ariel.
Don't forget about us, B.
That's crazy. We get little people now.
He get a spot with homie with the afro. What's his name, Ace?
Torre.
You get a little spot with the bad internet on Torre spot. You know what I mean? You forget about the roundtable guys. It's cool, though.
Crazy.
Double Barrel with the super chat says,
Mason,
my God, that music is no good. Shout out, y'all. Yeah.
Double Barrel. He do be keeping it real, though.
JP's Revenge, $5 holla says, the OB hopes hyped the album for one day to stop talking about it. Haven't seen any talk about folks' favorite records from the album since Friday. 50-50 on that.
It's been like numbers talk all week.
That's a bad sign. Yeah. Karen Smith, $5 holla says it was straight. I thumbed up like 3 songs and won't re-listen. 6 out of 10. Sheesh, the ladies talking.
Right. That's what we need to hear from.
Right. Two-Face Tom, $2 says album was mid at best. OVO calm and shambles. Yeah. JP's Revenge circles back. I've seen more male Drake fans talking about the album than women.
Exactly.
Sad to say that's a common occurrence. Squid Baby, $5 holla says album was okay. I disagree with Cinder. I want to hear Drake rap and talk tough again. No. Not a fan of dark R&B Drake.
Absolutely not. Look, and I want to be clear. If I have to deal with Drake, then this is the Drake I would much rather have than
with the melodies.
Absolutely. Black Ken says Drake has not and will not evolve, unfortunately.
Nope.
I think Drake had evolved a lot that he just chose to stop where he was, and I don't like that for him. Sean Tasty says, can we talk about men's fascination with Drake? He's too old for the content he raps about. Sheesh.
Exactly.
Sheesh.
Arrested development situationships. That's what he talks about, bro.
Yeah. Janae Doe, I was, matter of fact, let me not, I've punched on Drake enough over the last few months. I'm going to leave him alone. She says, I'm a woman. Those songs weren't sexy. I dried up. Oof. Outdated. What woman of age are getting kicked out of their mother's house? Black Kid circles back says
that might be the super chat of the day. I ain't going
man. Cold-blooded, beloved. Cold-blooded.
I dried up is crazy.
Black Kent says it's a vibey album, but the vibes are trash. I see what you're saying. The homie Zig pulls up, says, dude went from drop to fucking rap beef. I'm trying to get the party lit. Crying to the shorties again. Yeah, crying to the girls inside the party is not the John Blaze that they're looking for.
Constituencies.
Humble Bragger circles back, says, Weeknd got him wiped down with the pop singing lane, and Dot has him wiped down with the rapping. He ain't that guy. Let's stop the cap. This album is trash. I told him, go to Flow Rider route, bro. Jared Higley says, I haven't talked to a single woman who likes this. Only single 30-plus-year-old men who blame women for them being single. Drake made a love album for men. Wow.
Nasty work.
That's crazy.
Terrence Hill TV says Aaron Hall's accusations make the sample unwise.
Y'all gonna see the vibes Wednesday.
Give me a hug. Rudy Torres. Does Drake album come with a Happy Meal toy for the wow?
Oh, y'all going crazy now, man.
When they don't like you, they don't like you.
You talk about it, dude.
Nah, not cooked, deep fried on God. LOL. Talking about Aubrey. Humble Bragger says Nokia is garbage. Saying stop it, fam.
Nokia goes.
Social Ray chose me says Aubrey's LP is cheaper than a dozen eggs. A dozen eggs is not expensive.
Everything
right
is
now,
cheaper than a dozen eggs these days.
Dozen eggs
pack is like $8.
Not for nothing. I heard that they selling loose eggs in corner stores now. So eggs are
expensive. This is like the new bogeys, bro.
Eggs is out of control.
Come on,
bro.
Yo, listen.
That's a bad comparison, man.
Eggs is
they
the
got
new
the Lucy spot.
You
they
heard?
got the egg spot, bro.
You heard, D?
The cigarette egg combo is crazy.
You heard Joe, bro?
The eggs are the new eighth. Man.
Plastic bags.
Come on now. I got that for you. Extra large.
Oh, yo.
You right, pause.
Yeah.
I'm out of the game, yo. I'm out. I just got ejected.
That's
That was crazy. I'm sorry, chat. I had a sincere moment. Forgive me.
A sincere moment.
E-Mac with a $10 holler says, genuinely curious where Drake Party Next Door album numbers will be in 2 weeks. I was not the target audience. Hearing buzz about 2 songs, hearing from disappointed fans. Next 2 to 3 weeks should be interesting. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I can't wait to hear Mace's coverage about this. BTG says, who shot you? Hugs and disses. Two-Face Tom says, iTunes depend on purchases instead of streams. Yes.
I mean,
Tech Gamer says, Apple numbers for Sexy Songs for You were US. He's lower on global. Interesting.
That could be.
I saw a chart on Saturday that had him number 1 in a few places internationally, so it's all over the place. Aubrey, attention, Buzbee. Wow, crazy. T-Mac Circleback says, I want Jay-Z to have Buzbee disbarred. He needs to be made an example of it. So if any 1-800 lawyer dream of coming at Jay, he needs to wake up and apologize.
Right.
T-Mac.
Shout out T-Mac, man.
BTG says the cloth is up 39 late in the first quarter. Yeah, we ran by it. I ain't gonna lie.
You see it.
Ebong Udukan says, even on YouTube, some of the songs on Party Next Door album is having trouble getting over 1 mil. It's been 3 days. Doesn't this show that the album not good?
Do numbers show if the album's not good? Would you have said that 5 months ago?
Yeah.
Cell TV comes to the defense of Sin. He says, Sin, let them know To Pimp a Butterfly and Mr. Morale both in the top 75. Don't let John get that off. LOL. So glad need to release these features his weekend. Push it and Dot is coming rumor. I don't know. Yo, Sin, let me have this one. I mean, don't encourage the shit. It's not often I get one off. So let me just have this, please. Thank you. Cell TV says, do you believe Joey need to drop ASAP because the steam that's around him? Apparently, Joey's dropping tonight at midnight, so we'll see.
We'll talk. Listen. Might
Zig
get crazy again.
says, Westside Gunn and Stove God, a.k.a. Kobe and Shaq. This shit was fire. 55 and Outlander on heavy fucking repeat. Shout out to Brother Tom Stokes as well. Yo, that he's the next one. That Brother Tom.
Yeah.
Buy the stock early.
Check the Outlander video, too. That video is fire.
Yeah, it is. I ain't gonna hold you. It is.
The Razorhead says Westside Gunn has early Ghostface consistency album for album. And we're gonna talk about West having an all world kind of run. The Razorhead says 40 belows like Bishop, Westside Gunn.
Yeah.
And Double Barrel with the last single Saturday night. I've seen 20 ads on this live. Y'all took off, huh? Apparently, we had over 1,000 in here today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We doing okay.
We doing what
niggas do in a week.
We got no control over that.
We do what niggas do in a week on a Monday. You know what I'm saying? Multiple shows.
We got your whole viewership in the chat.
We don't gotta drop 4. We don't gotta drop 4 bullshit episodes. You know what I'm saying?
God damn it.
The 3%ers. You know what I mean? Do the knowledge.
Oh, yes. Man.
If 97% say you ain't good, maybe you're not good. That's all I'm gonna say.
Good.
You know what I mean?
There's a possibility. 97% chance.
If it's gonna rain, bring your umbrella, nigga. Like,
you know what I mean? That's a fact. That's a fact. Nah, Double Barrel knew what he was doing, but let's be clear. We never instigate. I'll always make it clear. We only respond. We don't inspire. We respond. We saw the chatter. We saw people talking about they're the cloth. They're the cloth. They said to put an address, although I told them personally, that address will never come. So I don't know why you keep asking for the address. I told you I'm never going to give you that. But alas, leave us alone. Talk to the nigga that's in your neighborhood. Don't talk to us. We're in New York.
Yeah, why?
We're not bothered. We just think it's bad.
Talk to the nigga that's in your neighborhood with almost 2,000 subs but outviews you every week. It's a problem here.
Damn,
you know what I mean? That's all I'm going to say. We're not the issue for you guys anymore. They got, worry about your content. Because I seen the hot talk, and I was like, wait a minute. Y'all got 18 of them things. They got 2 of them things, and they busting your ass every week. How you talking to them? They kicking your ass too. Anyway.
Not just us.
Not just us. Only the cosplayers are losing to those. Hey, all right, Dean. Take us home.
Yo, shout out to the chat. We had 1,000 in here. We got 532 of y'all now. Please Hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. We love y'all. Everything y'all do, all the super chats, every contribution goes back into the pod so we can bring y'all a better product so we can keep this fire in motion. Shout out to Jarvie, the motherfucking point guard. Shout out to Sincere, the motherfucking rap snob. Shout out to Macito, the motherfucking voice. And I'm Deanie, the motherfucking balance. And with our powers combined, this Monday Night Raw rap round table. Boom! We out of here.
Sir.
Love y'all. Peace to the chat.